Okay, here's what I've got going on. I bolted 2 blocks down, spaced so that I could put the part on, my blank on there. I drilled 1, 2, 3/4 inch holes here. Put the pins in. That one's tight. Let me grab the hammer here and tap it in. Okay, so now I can take and load this part up against this pin, up against those 2 pins, and I'm drilled and I got to tap these holes yet, 1/4 inch, and I will put a clamp right here. Same thing on this end, put a clamp right there, and then I will swing this in, pick up the center of this, and adjust over for my offset for the hole. Come over here and eyeball this to this edge and then move it over, and then I will poke the holes in. I will poke the blade mount holes in. I'll just poke, 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 poke. So that's where I'm at. I'm going to quit for today. I didn't show you much because there wasn't really much to see other than I bolted these down. This is mix 6 tooling plate. So I bolted those down, drilled 3 dowel holes and 2 clamp holes, and wrote the program. So when I get ready to run these, I will be back, and I'll put these poles in probably manually. And what I mean by manually, I'll take and I'll put a center drill in here, get the right depth, and just put the part in, boink, put the part in and hold it there, and then go ahead and drill the holes. They only have to go a couple hundred thou deep and drill the holes in, and we'll be set. We'll be set to make some chips. So until then, catch you later. Okay, got my fixture yet. I think that's where I left off, and I got the 3 pins. Part fits in there, sits up against it. I got the edge finder in. What I'm going to do is pick up the back side. So put that up against. And come out until it touches. Yep, right there. I'm gonna going the wrong way, I think. Ah. Right there. That's where it's touching. If I put just barely a little pressure on it, it'll. So now let's zero our console out. We have to first I'm going to turn the spindle off. I don't want it starting. Reset. On. Reset. On. Okay, so we want to zero our Y. Alright. So now we want to come out to the front edge. So we'll just go ahead and move out. Get this in there. A little further. And now we'll move in until it touches. Alright, I'm going to turn it into a step so I can crank it. It's about to touch any second. I'm using the pendant crank. Which is, each click is only a tenth. Come on. See how far it is? Yeah, it's about maybe 10th thou. Yep. Right there. Right there. It's just flickering. So we will take our Z up and out of the way. And we'll look at our number. It's 1 inch, 368.5. Let's get a piece of paper, because I can't do it in my head, and we don't have a half function here on this. So I'm gonna get a pencil here. Well, come on now. There we go. Here's one that's got a lead on it. All right, what did I say? 1 inch, 368. 1 inch, 368.5. So that would be 684.2. 684.2. That's where we want to go to. So we'll take and put this back in. 682.4. Oop, went by it. Wrong way. X 82. Well, that's close as I'm going to get it, I guess. 0 my Y. Okay. Oh, it's not a touchscreen, dumbass. I'm so used to using my touchscreen computer at home, or in it's it's not a touchscreen. All right. So now what I want to do is come over here and pick up the edge and then move over just a little more than half the, the radius of the end of the part. And I have to find a drawing for that. So I will be back. Oh, I see the drawing. Over here. Over here in the middle. So the radius I'm talking about is this radius out here, which is 157. So I want to come in and line up with that N and then move over 157, go 160. So I need to put a pointer in there. See, I'm going to set you down right here. I got the 1/2 inch pointer in there lined up with this edge. I zeroed my X, and now we want to go over 160, so I'm going to turn relative, which is basically relative is incremental, and I'm turning the X on, and I want to go 0.160. That's the radius, was 157, so, and I want to move to the right. That moved it over. Now, I want to take and zero my X. And the only thing left is to zero the Y. Turn relative off. And that is the spot where the holes will be drilled. Well, wait a minute. That's the edge of the part. Let's go back, turn the relative back on, move this back over, and look at the drawing again. So we're sitting at the edge. Yeah, that would be right. That would put me on the center line. That'd be right. That is 157. That'd put me on the center line of the hole. Duh. So we just want to go to the right. All right. So now we're looking at it this way. So we want to go, and that's the center line. We want to move the hole in 42 thousandths. So turn relative on Y, 0.042. And we want to move this in 42 thousandths. Let's see if that happens. There we go. Now, turn relative off. Now we re-zero our Y. There, now we're sitting where the hole, right where the hole is supposed to be. The mounting hole. And I'm going to go ahead and drill them all. And then that's going to be my zero set point. And once we get that, get them all drilled, then I will go ahead and we'll try to mill one. So I'll be back. I'll be back after I get them all drilled, because it's basically just going to be drilling them. Later. Okay, I'm going to show you how I'm drilling them. I got a carbide drill in there. It's a solid carbide. Put a little WD-40 on it. Solid carbide. I don't have a clamp, I'm just putting it in there. Cranking it up. So it touches, and then 1, 2. And out. Turn it 90. Put it in there. One, 2. Last one. One, 2. Okay, so now they all 4 sides have 200 thou deep holes in them, like I want. Now I can put the clamps on. Let's get the Z up and out of the way. Take that cutter out of there. Take that drill out. Don't want to lose it. Carbide drills are hard to come by sometimes. and they're a little spendy. Put it away right away. So I have a few carbides that I scrounged up over the years, and I don't want to lose them. Yeah, can't find my cutter tube. Here it is. Put that away. Now we got to round up some blocks or something for the clamps and screws. So I'll need to round up some. I need to round up some tall screws long enough to go in there, and a block to sit in the back of the clamp. Once I get that done and I get ready to start milling, I will be back. Okay, I got this clamp turned upside down so I can just grip just the edge. I might have to do that with this one here also on this end. I'm going to do that too. I don't want to have that clamp on any further than I have to for clearance reasons. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this one upside down too. Can't go to the edge because of the nose radius on the clamps. So you can't really get right to the edge with it straight up. So we're going to tip it upside down so we can get right out to the edge. Let's see, this block is a little taller one way than the other. I need 3 hands again to hold it and clamp it at the same time. Okay, and I know I'm not set to the right height because the right height is the bottom of the propeller blade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crank it up as we go here on first cut around, and then we'll measure and see what I got to go to, how much further I got to go. So I'm going to raise my Z up a little and get ready to go. Got my coolant in hand, and let's see if we can crash. Now let's not see if we can crash. Okay, here we go. Should come over here and feed down. We'll leave it at that height. It's going to go 50, 50, 50 down. It's going to go 50 at a time down. Let's turn you a little bit. I got a pretty slow feed rate. After the crash yesterday, with turning it, I don't need to be ripping through, because I know I could go a lot faster than this and cut it. Because right now we're running only at, what is it, 6 inches a minute, which is pretty slow. It should take a little bit of that end out. Well, just like it's supposed to. It should come down and be short of this end. And then get over here and drop 50 and then go back through it. Yep, just short. That's just what I was hoping. Now I should drop 50. And go around it again. And hopefully I have enough room from here to the top of that bolt here. She will be close. I could have pulled that cutter out a little ways, I guess. But instead of posi lock, I would have had to grind a new flat on the end mill. I didn't want to do that. Should go in and then it'll be making the chip. Right about there somewhere. No, yep, just touching. I'm going to crank it up. A little bit. I cranked it up just a little bit. I have to run the program all the way through. Since I set my Z in the program at the bottom of the part, I screwed up, really. I should have set it at the top, and I didn't notice it until I had it loaded in the machine, and I got lazy. I didn't want to go back and redo it. So my zero's at the bottom of the part, not the top. Which is all right. I mean, just got to remember, don't go to zero. Don't tell it to go to zero. When you tell it to go home, you better be going above or have the part out of there. At the end of mine, I always go an inch above, so it should be fine. Blade is going to be a little wider than the other blade, the way it looks. Well, it should. It is. It's, yeah, I'm not sure what the dimension is. I'm just hoping that they don't warp too much when I slit them off, that it doesn't warp down or warp up. Make sure I use plenty of coolant, keep the part cool. That'll help. She's just touching in the back now. It should be 118 thousandths thick from the top of this to the bottom of our cut, but I wanted to go deeper than that because of the slitting saw, which is another 62 thou. And I think I went 1/4 inch deep in the program. Now it comes over here and then it ramps down at a 45, 50 thou. Oh, I didn't like that sound. That sounds like a cutter come loose. That didn't sound so good. Let's raise it up and see. It almost sounded like this came loose. That's tight yet. How about my set screw? That's still tight. Drawbar? The drawbar's loose. Wow. That whole time that I was milling it, it's pretty loose. Wow. I knew it was making funny noise. Yeah, the drawbar was loose. I turned it with my fingers. It holds the tool change up in there. That could have been a crash. Oofta. Well, I gotta go through that thing again. I'm gonna go ahead and just go through it again. And when I get all done cutting, I will come back and I'll show you what it looks like. I mean, you've seen what it's going to do. Just it's going to go around, back and forth around it. And so I can kick the feed rate up. I kick the feed rate up 150%. When it gets down here, it can speed up. That'll change my height too a little bit, but that's fine. We don't have the height set. But like I say, you can cut away and well, I suppose I could fast forward this to a rapid. I knew when it changed sounds down there, something was going on. Uh-oh. There we go, we just wiped that one out. That was because of my 150% override. Oh, nuts. That one there is going to look funny. It's going to have a nuts. Yeah, 150% was too much for it. Stepper motors aren't like servo motors. They just lose their stuff and forget where they're at. So, I know not to do that again. Nope. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to go set my zero. I gotta get back to zero. Darn it. I don't think I can try to mill that out, I guess. Could go over there and turn it smaller, but I don't want to do that either. I'll blend it somehow. All right, now we're back to zero. See, the rapid moves, it didn't like that 150% on the rapids. Two days in a row you'll get to see. Oh. That's okay. Here we go. Let's move it over. Let's move it over close to where it's going to start. And then I'm just going to let it run. Unless I go into the program and change them. But there's a lot of them to change. Alright. Reset. Go. Nutso. All right, I'm gonna cut away, and I'm just gonna go ahead and let this finish up and I'll show you what I got when I get done. And then I'll see if I can blend that right away. I'll try to blend that before I part it off. Anyway, take maybe I don't know. Not sure how I'm going to blend that, but I'll blend it somehow. Be back.